Hello, my name is Carson, and today I'm going to explain the interconnection between artistic expression and science. And how I'm going to do that today is by comparing some piano sheet music. This one's called the Fantaisie Impromptu by Frédéric Chopin. And I'm going to compare that to analyzing rock layers in geology. The first way learning sheet music is similar to analyzing layers of rock is the fact that just as geoscientists analyze rocks layer by layer, musicians learn pieces measure by measure. And I'll give an example of this. These geologists don't simply make conclusions off of one glance. They split each layer up and carefully analyze every single one. Similarly, piano pieces are often split up into different sections, such as an A section, B section, and so forth. These sections help the musicians navigate the overall story the composer is trying to tell. Additionally, both with sheet music and analyzing layers of rock, you're able to generate a reasonable idea of the scope just by a glance, but both require deeper analysis. Now, to give you more of an example of what I mean by this, I could look at this sheet music and pretty instantly just think, okay, well, this starts with the right hand just going, and the left hand. But if I didn't really practice it and just instantly started to try to play it, it would not sound good. It'd be some mesh of random notes like, it just wouldn't sound good because you didn't take the time to really practice and learn it. You didn't really fully analyze it. But if you take it slower and maybe do one thing at a time, like for example, if I just start with the right hand and slowly just, and then realize the left hand has a sextuplet form instead of the 16th notes, you would realize that it kind of offsets, and that's just how it goes together. So the general point I'm trying to make is that just by looking at the sheet music, you'd have a general idea of how it's supposed to sound, how it's supposed to be played. But if you take the time to really boil down each part, maybe look at the dynamics, maybe just the right hand, maybe just the left hand, and when to use the pedal, then after time and after taking it slow, you'd be able to play a lot better. To relate this to geoscience, you can get a general idea of the relative ages of each layer just by a glance. But detailed analysis is required to decipher details like mineral composition, fossil content, or grain size. Finally, context is crucial. A single rock layer's meaning can drastically change based on its location, surrounding layers, and broader geologic setting. And to give you a more specific example of what I mean by this, let's take the B section in this piece, the part that goes like this. So if you first looked at it and just played it just verbatim, not really analyzing the dynamics or anything of that nature, it'd probably sound like this, which sounds not how it's supposed to. You cannot really hear the melody when I played it like that. So then if you took the time to really look at each measure specifically, you'd realize that each group of 16th notes, the first note has an accent above it. So when you take this time to really boil down each specific note and realize that, oh, the melody is literally just, then when you play the other notes, you have to make that stand out. See how I'm kind of making it stand out in that example? And this is very similar to geology. So when it all wraps up and you take the time to really boil down each side, you look at the dynamics, you look at just the right hand, the left hand, and you really take the time to learn everything at once instead of just looking at it and just trying to play it instantly, then you get something like this.